Hector Balderas joins us in the Newsplex this afternoon. He is the man who, well, he didn't inherit the Democratic State Auditor's nomination. He went and he won it from the Central Committee after the whole Jeff Armijo deal. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I'm sure people, you were the state rep from up in northeast New Mexico, Wagon Mound, Springer, in that area, and the people down here may not know a lot about you.
You know, I still currently am the state representative for 5 counties in northeastern New Mexico. I also serve as a special prosecutor in 2 court jurisdictions right now, and I'm a former Bernalillo County District Attorney as well.
Okay, now the other day when the Republican nominee for auditor was on here, he's a CPA, and he was talking about how important it is in that job to be a professional auditor or CPA. What is your experience that would qualify you to be the auditor?
That's a great question, Dick. First of all, I want to address what the state auditor does, because a common misconception is that the sworn constitutional officer, the elected state auditor, actually goes and does day-to-day audits. That's so far from the truth.
The auditor himself does not.
The auditor himself does not. In fact, the state government's mission made a bold direction in the past right now where we manage over $10 million worth of private audit contracts. So 95% of the auditing is actually done by private CPA firms already. So what we need in that regard is a strong manager, someone who's going to enforce the audit findings. That's been a big problem in the state auditor's office right now. And so while he thinks that accounting skills are important, I wholeheartedly disagree that the problem isn't 2 + 2 = 4. The problem is that we haven't had in the past the kind of accountability and enforcement according to the law that's required in that office.
It is true that most of the actual auditing work is done by independent contractors.
That's correct.
But you have to have people in your office who can oversee that and know that they are doing that work correctly and have those auditing skills.
That's absolutely correct. I'm already currently interviewing very high qualified deputies to manage the special auditing functions that are in that office today. You are correct. Most of the annual audits are privately contracted, so you need a strong procurement specialist such as myself to make sure that those are lawfully given out. And then you need a strong deputy to manage the special audits, which we're already interviewing very qualified people.
One of the things I think that taxpayers rely on from the auditor is independence, that you're a Democrat, but that you can step back and say, you know, I'm the auditor first, representing the taxpayers. The New Mexican described you as a key legislative ally of the governor. Before you got into this race, you went and talked with the governor about it.
Sure.
Can you be independent? Can you take that step back and say, hey, I'm Hector Balderas, the auditor, not...
Absolutely. In fact, if you compare our qualifications and our credentials, I am a Richardson ally, but I'm probably an ally of just about every public servant in New Mexico, Republicans and Democrats. I have friends on both sides of the aisle, so let me clarify that. Secondarily, I'm the only candidate, if you compare both myself and the other Republican auditor, I'm the only one that's taken 2 very special oaths of office. One is a special prosecutor, and another is a state lawmaker. And I have a solid record of independence in both those special positions. And so I'll continue to take this other oath as as an auditor very seriously, and we'll never compromise that oath.
Mr. Balderas, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Deanna?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Deanna?